Welcome to a Psychic News Report. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner and psychic for over 35 years. And in this video, we are going to break down some Harry and Meghan news. So breaking news. The breaking news out of Harry and Meghan's camp is that both Meredith Mains, their longtime publicist, and James Holt, who has been with them for a long time since they left the United Kingdom, he is a key Archwell executive. They both have resigned basically at the same time. This is bold, big, huge news. Alongside that, we were also seeing a quiet but significant shift from Archewell Foundation to a newly branded Archewell Philanthropies. We're going to break this down today using Pythagorean numerology. We're going to pair it with my Housewives Tarot insight. We're going to use some psychic ability, and we're going to talk about what this really is revealing behind the headlines. So I hope you guys are ready. Get your seatbelts on. Let me know what you think. This channel is entirely viewer driven, news aware. We're grounded in real spiritual systems. It's not gossip. It's not fan fiction. It's not clickbait. This is all really happening. I'm terrible at clickbait. If you're here for insight, context, pattern recognition, you're in the right place. So hit the like button and let me know that you like what we're doing. So before we dive in, I want to give you a little explanation about Pythagorean numerology, because this is the system we're going to use for this reading. So the Pythagorean numerology assigns numbers 1 through 9 to letters of the alphabet. So when we calculate a name, a person, or an organization, we reduce it down to a single digit number, and it's going to represent the core energy of that. This isn't personality nonsense or fluffiness. It's about how power moves, how systems function, and when structures stop working. So we're going to have some fun with this. Names absolutely matter. Branding matters. We all know that from Meghan. She is a master at rebranding, not successfully, just she rebrands a whole lot. When multiple resignations happen at once, though, numerology is going to tell us why now. So we're going to have some fun with this. While we're at it, I want to let you guys know I have a numerology and tarot recorded reading on Hipsy right now. It is currently discounted. After the first of the year, I am going to bring that pricing up. So if you'd like to book that, there is a link in the description of this video. Go to the Hipsy link. You'll see it's numerology plus tarot. You can book that. My turnaround is really quickly. They tell you that you're going to get it within 7 days, but I'm turning them around much faster than that. So it's not an instant reading, but it is a recorded reading, and you get a link for it within a couple of days. So let's talk a little bit about Meredith Maine. So her name reduces down to an 8 in the form of numerology we are using. 8 energy is about power, control, authority, damage containment. This is really important, and hierarchy. So these are types of people that you bring in when you need a brand protected, or a kind of a tightly managed hand in that system. So remember, from 8s in tarot, when we hit those 8s, it is a place of stability, and it's kind of moving forward. So the problem with 8s is that they can't function when the system above them is unstable or indecisive or constantly changing their mind. So those are the things that we have to be very careful about. An 8 will walk when the rules keep changing. The buzz is that the permission slip for the photos at the Kardashian event at at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, that people are saying that's the straw that broke the camel's back with Meredith Maine. When authority isn't clear, or when authority isn't an authority, they will also leave. When the job becomes impossible to execute because they're being stymied by something above, 8s will also leave. 8s are in the course of action. They don't want anyone to stop their flow. They're too close to the finish line. So just while we're at this point about moving forward and doing some interesting things, I did say that on Mixtape Monday I am going to let you know what otter spirit I'm wearing. And today we're going to bring it in nice and close. I'm loving that lapis lazuli at the bottom. I've got my 2 moonstone bracelets, the mini and the full size, the sky blue jade and the clear quartz. So this is all giving me clarity, truth telling, emotional regulation, energy. That is what I need. And that's what this story needs as well. So link down below to go through Outer Spirit on my account and let them know that you heard it from here. Again, remember, Outer Spirit's intentional jewelry. It helps you lift your spirit when pressures are making you bananas. So we're going to talk about James Holt now. His name reduces to a 3. He is a communicator, a messenger, a narrative holder. I thought was a very interesting description. These are people who explain, translate, smooth, and sell the story. So 3s will burn out very quickly when they keep being asked to explain something that no longer makes sense to them. Numerology, with the 3 exiting alongside an 8, tells us that this wasn't personal, but that the systems stopped functioning. So we're going to talk a little bit about the entity itself. Archewell Foundation, that is the original name, reduces to a 9. So 9 energy is humanitarian. It's global. It's values-based. It's very large and completely formed. Remember, 9s are completely formed, but 9s typically cannot survive sustained controversy. They need peace and serenity. A 9 brand has to be perceived as morally clean, squeaky clean, and perfected. When we're in 9s, we should be perfected, or at least as perfected as we can be. Nobody's perfect. We know that. Once the perception of this cleanliness and perfection is shattered, the entire structure is going to collapse. So Archewell Philanthropies, which is the rebranded name, reduces to a 5. 5 energy is about movement, flexibility, media management. This is key here. And pivoting. It's not expansion energy. It's containment energy. Now, when you go from a 9 to a 5, easy enough, you're going backward. So you're trying to be a moral authority, but you're also trying to stay mobile at the same time. It's really not working. It just is not going to work for them. So this is the story that we get from all of the numerology from all of these players. The 8 leaves because control failed. The 3 leaves because the narrative has collapsed. They can't sell it anymore. The 9 dissolves because moral authority has eroded. And the 5 emerges because flexibility is now the goal. Pivoting. Remember, she was talking about pivoting in some of the business meetings that you have. It wasn't chaos. This is not chaos. This is a controlled retreat. This is retreat. So, we are really going bananas on this. So let's just scroll down to my notes. And we are going to take a look at Meredith Mains. I'm going to bring up that card view. As always, please hit the like button if you haven't yet. I would love to see some numbers on there. So, all right, kids, let's go. Meredith Mains was the Jenner PR backlash. Was that why she left? One card, kids. We're going to get a yes or a no right here. One card. Boom. Yes, that was why she left. So what was her reaction to that whole thing? 3 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Swords. That makes a lot of sense for somebody who's leaving their job. So what did Meredith think? She thought that it was a sloppy moment, This Three of Cups was a sloppy and greedy moment for them, really trying to get in there. And in my opinion, my psychic opinion here, this was greedy with fame. At that Jenner party, Harry and Meghan were probably the lowest heeled out of everyone that was in there. The Kardashians are all multi-millionaires. Kylie, she may or may not be a billionaire. We know that. But the Bezoses, billionaires, they were in a room full of high value, high producing, high quality celebrities. I don't know, the high quality, don't give me a hard time about that. But they were in a room of people that are walking the walk and talking the talk, and they're able to pay their bills. Harry and Meghan, not so much. Not so much here. Wheel of Fortune. I think that Meredith Mains, in the wake of the PR correction that she had to, and if you're unaware, if you're under a rock and you're unaware of what this is, the photos that were taken of Harry and Meghan, we have the one with Harry like ogling Kris Jenner's bosom. I'm going to say bosom. We had Meghan not looking like she was in a rag. It's a bodysuit from years ago. Guys, you got to throw out those foundation garments. They don't last forever. They do stretch and they get terrible. Doesn't matter how expensive they were. They all fall apart after a while. So they requested apparently that those pictures be taken down, and then made this announcement that the pictures were taken down, even though they're already out there. Once it's on the internet, it's forever. They made this announcement that they signed an NDA or something that wasn't followed. There was some kind of crazy kerfuffle. We don't even know the whole story. So that, I think, was a bridge too far. I think Meredith Mains did get another situation that came up. I think somebody said, Meredith, this is ridiculous. Your talent's wasted over there. Come on over, come work for us. I think that's what happened, because this says that a great opportunity fell into her lap. And that's exactly the wording on the exit paperwork, the official statement of her exit. So, and she's going to explore another opportunity. Good for her. Good for you, girl. And over here, Queen of Swords, this is the one who cuts ties. I thought her statement was very interesting because it said she had the utmost respect for them. Was she told she had to do that? Empress in reverse. No, I think she did that because she is a professional. I think that Meredith Mains is actually the most professional she can be in this situation. And I think she realizes that she doesn't want to burn the bridge, but she doesn't want to do this anymore. She doesn't want to do this anymore. Looking back, Meredith Mains, looking back on her career with Archwell, does she feel she was effective? Queen of Pentacles, she was trying to plant those seeds. Seven of Swords, she was thwarted at every time. King of Cups, I think she was in there with a really, really good attitude toward them. The High Priestess, she did not listen to the things that were in her head. She wasn't listening to those indications. You got to go. You got to go. This is not going well. The Four of Cups, I do think that there was an energy and a spirit about her that she was like, I really want to help these people. I really want to correct the narrative, and I really want to get in there and make them a success. I can work with these raw materials. I think she was really in earnest. Seven of Wands, I do think that there's going to be quite the dramatic movement from one position to another. Is she worried about Meghan's response? King of Swords, I think 10 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. I think her resignation was met with some attitude. Let's call it attitude. And now I think that Meghan realizes that you don't have to break up and burn the bridge. And maybe she should be a little bit nicer. And I think she is trying to rework her response to Meredith Main's resignation. So that's what I think is going on with that. Let's take a look at James Holt as well. And just reminding you that he's a 3. So he's a 3. He's a collaborator. We love that for him. Love, love, love that for him. What did it for him? What did it for him? 10 of Wands. Everything is in chaos over there. 7 of Cups. Too many directional shifts. That's what did it. And I don't think that it's just the narrative that we got from the numerology. I think it is the directives that have been given. It's once we do that, and this happened to me in corporate, we would I was like the beta tester for some of the new programs and systems that we had at my former job at the brokerage. And I had this one executive that would say, we're going to try this product, we're going to do this, we're going to see if we could do this, come up with some training materials and get everybody on board. And I would get all the training materials ready. I would work the system for like a few weeks or a couple months, and I'd say, okay, we're ready to launch. I would get everybody launched. I'd get everybody done. And they would go, you know what, we're going to try something different 2 weeks later. It's not really working. I'm like, we didn't give it any time. So I think that this was a case of a lack of patience, a lack of stick-to-itiveness on the part of Meghan specifically. I'm going to point a finger directly at her. And I do think that there really was a level of exhaustion from never getting to a place of stability in the organization. What else can we divine about James Holt? Under the surface, he held his tongue for a long, long time. And I do think that he is an expert at what his natural talents are. I think he is very, very expert. He has taken his own raw materials and he's refined them, and he's fantastic at what he does. He is that authority with the Hierophant up top. And here, the King of Swords, communication is his game. This is what this guy does. Here, that Tower in reverse is very interesting. The Four of Swords shows us that he has held his tongue. There's a politeness about him that I do like very much. So Tower, Knight of Cups, Judgment, and the Four of Wands. There's going to be, this is my prediction right now, guys. I am absolutely making a prediction. They're going to blame some stuff on him. They're going to blame lack of success on him. If there is anything that people look at Harry and Meghan and say they did this wrong, they're going to point a finger at James Holt. They're going to say that it was his fault, that he didn't direct the traffic enough. Just mark my words. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. I'm recording this on December 29th. 2025. So we are going to move on to Archewell Foundation. Why did we change the name of this? Why? Oh, why? Why didn't they just change it to American Riviera Orchard? As ever, with love, with whatnot. Why did we change the name of this? And again, I'm using the Housewives Tarot. If you guys are interested, I'll link this deck in the description below. Why did we change the name? 9 of Swords. What was causing all of that anxiety? The Knight of Swords, the King of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Boys and girls, I think there were no takers to, we've seen the financial statements. If you haven't seen them, the Sidley twins and their dad, I almost said husband, their dad, Kirk Sidley, did an amazing breakdown of the revenue and payouts. You can go over there and see that. They didn't have anybody who was willing to contribute to this organization anymore. And that's why we're changing the name. But why? Why? 2 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. We're going to find out that there's a lot of money mishaps over there. This is a way, and I am no financial genius, and I am certainly not a nonprofit, developer, but we're going to find out that there's a lot less money there than has been disclosed. There's going to be some interesting stuff that comes up. So Archwell Philanthropies. What a ridiculous name. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that's a ridiculous name? American Riviera Orchard was ridiculous too. So Archewell Philanthropies. What are we looking at for this? What is the trajectory of this five entity? Seven of Pentacles. So there's going to be less chaos than there was with Archewell Foundation. It's going to be less chaos, but there's still going to be some chaos. They are still going to be scrambling to figure out where some of this money went. Like, I don't know where it went. I just deposited it and now it's gone. I don't know where it went. And I do think that there's a full stop. I don't know if this organization gets to move forward in the way that it wants to. What's underneath? Oh, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, guys. That means money spent. It's gone. What is the energy in their suitcase position? Eight of Swords. They're trying to get out of a situation here. What's up top? Money on their mind. Six of Swords, rescue, recovery. They're trying to get out of trouble, and that is not going to happen. If anyone out there knows anything about nonprofits, let me know how this works. If we close down one nonprofit and open another one, rebranding, renaming, do we have to account for all of the monies that are in place or not in place? I have to check in the couch cushions. What's our future here, guys? One card. Five of Cups. We're going backwards. Remember, 7 to 5. It's going into a more chaotic situation. We're going to see more chaos from this organization. How do they see themselves right now? This is Harry and Meghan. Three of Swords. We're doing just fine. We're going to correct this whole thing. It's in reverse. They're going to try and correct it. How do others see them? Knight of Cups, emotionally unstable and freaking out. What is hopes and fears? Ace of Swords would be a bright, shiny new start. But then we've got Seven of Wands, which is super chaotic in the reverse. So this is not looking great, guys. It is not looking great. We're going to keep our eyes on this, but don't you worry, Buttercups. Don't you worry, Buttercup. Sorry about that little technical difficulty with breaking news. I am going to keep unpeeling this banana. But I hope you guys are having a great end to your 2025. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers sooner than later. I'm just at about 8,100, just about. So I need 2,001 of you to come on board. That was bad math. That wasn't good math. But anyway, I need a bunch of you to come on board and interact. We have a great community over here. It's really fun, really warm and generous. And I have the best community. Everyone is so nice and just really terrific. I'm very, very blessed. And I'm so grateful for all of you. So come on over to the cookie jar. Come hang out with us where you get psychic breaking news, predictions, and accountability, because I am grading my 2025 predictions. And so far I'm doing pretty good, except for the Queen Camilla one. So Queen Camilla is only 60% accurate, but I've had as much as 85% on some of them. So hopefully as I go through the grading, we're going to get some more. So thank you. If you liked this, let me know down below. If you have any requests, I'm totally driven by viewer requests. Drop them down below. We will talk about it. I will see you in the future.